Hey everybody, I'm Crow. Welcome back to Dark Cloud. We're at the Demonshaft, the tower that's so big that Tone can't look up high enough. I wonder how big each of the floors are gonna be. I've never actually been to this before. But apparently it's a super big tower and there's 100 floors, and each 20 floors is like an element or something. And then there's a super boss at the top floor. We're gonna try and beat those bosses. And clear all the floors and stuff. Okay, good, it is like this. When it was like, there's 100 floors, I'm like, do I have to gauntlet this? There is, however, no Atla. It's just a dungeon. For the sake of being a dungeon. And I've never heard this music before. It's a big golem. That still hit me somehow. Oh, it's Syl! You're from that one... Oh my god, I didn't kill you. You're from that one place with the stuff. In the desert. And the mountains. Look at these chests. I've never seen chests like this before. We found the silver key. Silver, the most superior of all metals. Except for maybe platinum. I don't know. I kind of like silver in that it's cheaper. I don't remember these things at all. Aren't these in the second game? I don't remember those being in this game. It's Gemron! I keep feeling like my sword's just gonna break. And oh my god, do I not damage them. That was a fire dragon. I think that means this is the fire floor. Now if I could just remember which one of these kills the fire, I think it's ice. I also think that my dogs and nieces are kinda noisy, so I'm probably gonna get interrupted a lot. But that's okay, because I killed Syl. To be honest, I'm really scared to use my sword. I know it's strong, but I feel like I should be using Osmond. At least the ranged characters don't have to, like, really worry about just crazy durability loss. How would you do, Osmond? Wow, you don't do much damage. You know what? It's probably because I didn't put any elements in it. Does one of you give ice? That's nice. Let's try ice. I'm pretty sure this is the fire floor. A fountain I have never seen before. I dig it. And there's stairs up on every side. See, the last dungeon didn't have fountains. It had stained glass, which is also water, apparently. But this one's pretty high. I don't know how you dodge one of your... Wait a minute, I didn't upgrade it. After the last boss fight, I was kind of thinking, if I'm going to upgrade a ranged character all the way, it should be Ruby. Because Osmond wasn't very helpful. Because it's one of those, okay, it attacked, now it is vulnerable to take one attack. And one of his many bullets is not particularly special. But one of Ruby's attacks is pretty strong. Stronger than Zhao's, or Osmond's at least. Especially since she can build it up, not that I actually had the time to charge it up, but if I actually do any more leveling up, it's probably going to be her. You know what? I didn't switch it to ice for Tone either, did I? Oh no, I did right before I got interrupted. I thought this was only in the second game too! Were these actually from the first game all along? Have I been here before? I don't believe I have. I remember beating the game, and then I was like, yeah, I beat the game. And I didn't know that there was a Demonshaft. I like that this thing can steal. I'll get lots of provisions. I was planning up for, like, having to do this whole thing as, like, one run. Apparently, like, whenever you beat the game, it saves it as, like, you just, like, right before you beat the boss. Dark Genie. Black Knight's Crest. I'm running out of English. Give me a second. Lock chest, it doesn't open. Must be a stinger? Explosion? The trap must be a spell. Is this poison and curse still? Ooh. These are fancy. Swallow. That's actually the first upgrade from the Jackal, I think it was called. I think that was like the first one. But yeah, we switched our element. Things are fine. Anti-curse amulets and such. I wanted to try and see if putting up the whole floor worked out better than just only uploading the like concentrated bits like I have. Like I've been making episodes like I record for like 2 hours, sometimes longer. And then I'm like, alright, time to make this 8 minutes. I gotta keep things moving, because there's only so many weeks of the year I can upload, and I wanna do other games. Like, I want to do Dark Cloud 2 too. That game actually has voice acting. And like, I've been wanting to play Paper Mario, like the original one. Though, I'm pretty sure Thousand Year Door was pretty cool too. And I've kind of been, like, I thought about playing Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. None of these are confirmed that we've been playing them, but they're all games that I was like, dude, I should play that. So then I started thinking, I'm like, I know I'm going to be able to upload more in winter, but I'm like, I'm running out of summer. I need to get this done. We can't spend the whole time on this one game. But, pretty much... Oh, it's the silver key for the black hole, okay. That makes a lot more sense. I've just been kind of worried about it, but around the, Ungaga area, started losing retention and stuff on people, so I was like, maybe I'm condensing this to the point where it's not interesting anymore. Like, I always thought that the more content you could get in there, the better, but I'm like, maybe I'm taking out all the content. I don't really know. I kind of just do things, and I was like, yeah, I kind of like that. And that's pretty much how I operate. I got nice. We could always just go and buy more gems, but they're expensive. I kind of regret putting everything into Osmond. I mean, yeah, he's being pretty useful now, but like... Against bosses, I was like, dude, the Dark Genie's gonna be like... super tanky, but then he's just gonna melt him. And then he didn't. But like, see? Now you see why I do so many cuts. That was all one floor. How is that all one floor? I've got 99 more of these to do. There isn't enough summer for me to properly, like, walk through each of these floors. So maybe just a little bit for each section? Because I'm pretty sure it said it divided by 20. I was looking up Tone's, like, best weapon, which the Chronicle Sword that we built up to is actually Tone's Master Jacket? That's from the first dungeon. You don't even have a different name. Or a different color scheme. I wonder how different all of the floors are, especially within each own's category. Oh my god. I don't know that I actually want to put anything in here. Like, does him getting stronger really, like, is that worth the gems? Each one of these was 3,000. I did not find these. This is all of our money. Alright? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. You're gonna do more damage. And that's basically the end of that. It's one to all of the primary core stat things. Oh my god, it's like an eye? We gotta get like an aquamarine or something. There is a sculpture with an eye missing. Okay, so it's actually probably called an eye. I was like, dude, put an aquamarine in there and go to the back floor. See, that's the thing though, like, I already know what Tone's best weapon is. I got off topic again. So I'm like, you get it for beating the final boss up here, which in and of itself is wholly pointless because you beat the Uber boss, and then you get a weapon that would make it easier to kill the Uber boss, but it's like, I already did that. I'm pretty good now. I mean, I guess if you did 100% the other areas, that might help, but if you can clear this tower, I'm pretty sure there's nothing any of the other areas can throw at you. Like, because of how the damage reduction works, like being 1-to-1, assuming you actually go around and pick up all of the armor items, it's like... they won't be able to hurt you. The damage didn't go up as much as I thought it would. Like, I went back to go and farm the boat area to level up the weapons because it was safer than, like, the moon, right before the moon boss stuff. And I was like, dude, this cannon, it used to hit me for, like, 30 to 40. Now it only hits me for 10. Or I think on Tone it was, like, 8. But I used to just get juggled and keep getting knocked down. Now it's like, I don't even really care. Especially with Osmond, I don't know why bullets destroy tanks so much, but... I should probably just use Tone. Wait a minute, wouldn't Holy be good against these guys? What happened to the elements? I was expecting this place to be a lot more elemental. but I think this is probably a bit more realistic too because it was a tower. Whenever they were like, this is the fire floor, I was like, got it. The walls are fire, the floor is like lava-y fire stuff, the enemies are made out of fire, the fire is made out of fire, and I run into enemies from previous floors apparently. I mean, I expected them to be reskins, but these are just stronger versions of currently existing enemies. Currently existed. See, even when I'm not reading, I still do that whole tripping up on words thing. If I remember right, these guys were weak to fire. Why are you on the fire floor? I mean, I guess I just saw the dragon and was like, that's the closest thing to an elemental I've ever seen in here. Must be fire. I could be entirely wrong. What if that guy was made by someone who'd never actually been here before? But yeah, I forgot. That's why, like, I looked up what his ultimate weapon was. It's the Chronicle Sword 2. So we got the Chronicle Sword, which was the best thing we could have evolved it into. There was also, like, the Zeus Sword and some other kind of swords. They weren't that cool. We got the cool one. The Chronicle Sword 2 is just like the Chronicle Sword, though, but it's red, which means it's faster. I don't actually think it's faster, but it does do more damage. A ludicrous amount, apparently. I was kind of expecting Tone to still one-shot things here, but apparently he doesn't exactly do that, even though his sword couldn't be better. Like, at this point in time, unless we had a, okay, I'm gonna repair this before I hit something and it takes like 12 durability and I have to cry. I did a lot of grinding off screen. Just throughout this entire thing. I gotta look up how long the game time is. It's gotta be a lot. Many more hours than what was shown. I was like, dude, we got through this in like 25 episodes. They're diamonds from the final dungeon. Oh no. These things, like, how does Tone even hit these things? Every time one of these things showed up, you just cry, because he leans back. Okay, I got him. Like, his punch, it isn't that bad. But, like, the pokey lance, the stabby thing, oh, okay, you can just walk around him, never mind. See, but then he does that, and I'm like, ooh, how do you dodge it? Apparently, it's just by walking around him, though. I suffered so much through that. Whenever, maybe, you know what, I'm gonna say that the moon level was, like, smaller than this. Rooms weren't this big. I was in narrow corridors. There was nothing I could have done. It wasn't my fault. I blame the enemy team. GG no re. Hi, Halloween. I can't believe that stores start putting stuff up so much early. Like, I know this isn't really relevant to game stuff, but I work at a store. Not like a grocery store, though we do have grocery stuff. But, like, it's August, and we already have Halloween candy out. What's today, the 6th? It's like the 6th of August, 2018, date in the video. You know, kind of like how it is actually that day, because I don't really bulk record, even though I should. Maybe I'll do that at the end of summer, just so I can upload a little longer. I don't know, we'll see if I actually get around to it. Been working a lot lately. But, like, we get the seasonal stuff so far in advance, and I'm like, man, our store is silly. I bet Walmart and Albertsons and stuff wouldn't do that, and then I go to Walmart and I'm like, oh, they also have that stuff up. I mean, not this time, but for other seasons and stuff. I'm not actually sure if they have, like, I don't go to the store very often. Oh my god, it really takes 12 a swing? I don't really go to the store that often. But Arthur's dead. Not the aardvark, the flying death thing. Anyway, seasonal stuff is stupid, and I hate organizing it. And they got these sales tags things you gotta put up, and I'm like, dude, why do we get the same tags every week? There's like these tags you gotta put up for. Oh, it's a snail. That's one of the ones you could just buy. I think I actually have one of those already. You know what? I have one of those already. That means I paid for this, and then I just got one for free. That was a waste of money, especially since he already has a Starbreaker. If anything, I should just get this to +5 and then break it down and put it in here, because this has 10 to all the elements. He'd only get 6 of all the elements, but then he'd at least be able to switch to any element he needed. Did I actually put that amethyst inside his weapon when I upgraded it? I don't know if he got to keep the ice element that I gave him, though I guess it's not really too relevant now. Anyway, I was complaining about work. They're the tags you gotta put up for each item. It'll be like buy one, get one half off, whatever. Well, couponers went and complained that we didn't offer the deals enough. They were like, we can't take advantage of this and rob you guys blind enough. So then they were like, you need to do them not bi-weekly, but weekly. And I'm like, okay, so now every Saturday we have to completely drop everything we're doing. Take down a tag for like every item in the store. And it's not a tiny store. It's not like a it's not like a 7-Eleven or anything. I mean, it's not huge. It's not like you would go there and do all your shopping, but I'm like, that's a lot of stuff. I get so scared of this weapon breaking. Like, why is this not murderizing everything? They're bullet sponges, except for swords. Sword sponges. I imagine those just clean off the swords after you're done killing stuff. I found a map. And it was the most useful map in the history of maps, for it revealed nothing. Which actually happened quite a few times. I don't know why I think that's kind of neat. Hey, it does actually say we can re-enter. I was like, dude, I wonder if I leave the tower, and then I come back, it'll make me start at the beginning again. But that would be unwieldy. That'd be like that Rock Band thing, where it's like, alright, now you have to play every song in the game in a row. And I always start that with my friends, and then we would never finish. We would get to, like, the hard songs. We'd get to, like, one of the last sets, and then someone would have to go home or something. I got the next floor. You know, there's not really any reason to dawdle on these floors, because our weapons are already pretty strong, unless I'm going to be leveling up ruby stuff. And there's no outlet. I mean, if there was, I could just leave and check. I don't want to hit these things, they break my weapons. I'm gonna just run away. Running away seems like the best tactic. I still got hit. It didn't save me. I actually get a lot of... No. I do not need to get smashed. I'm gonna just throw this in here. We're speed running now. You just randomly kill stuff until you can leave. We were doing that whole 100% exploration stuff, but it's like, dude, why I gotta do that when I could do not that? We get to the same place. It's just faster. It's like taking a plane instead of driving. I love planes, by the way. Driving for more than, like, a couple hours, I'm just like, oof, dude, I can't. Like, yeah, you get to California and everything's usually okay, but I'm like, did the vacation really start? I don't feel like the vacation starts until we get out of our car. Which reminds me, I should totally complain about this trip since, like, I mean, the main game is over. This is just, like, bonus content. And if this is bonus content, I mean, there's not really anything real game relevant for me to talk about, so I figured I could just complain about my life. And by complain, I mean talk about it, which is really just complaining. But, like, this last weekend, what was it? Yeah, it was actually the weekend, like, the Friday that the episode went up that we beat the Dark Genie. I actually recorded that one the night before. But, we went to San Jose, San Francisco, and Gilroy for the Garlic Festival. And it was a nightmare! Everywhere, every part of the trip. Like, oh, I got the key. Right next to here. I should go put that in the thing, because I don't really care what's in those chests. We stayed in San Jose, because it was, like, in between San Francisco and Gilroy, and we were like, dude, we could just take the Cal train, which is the California train. At least, I assume, unless it stands for, like, cauliflower or something. But, like, San Jose was basically home base. Oh my god. Is public transportation and oof. Immune. Like, I've been through LA, and I've been to San Diego, and we go to Riverside and, like, Arroyo Grande. Oh my god, are you immune to everything? Holy. Holy's the closest thing to silver. It's just immune to all elements. I've never seen this before. Attribute, nothing. Okay, that's actually what this had to come down to. But anyway, I've been to places in California before, and while the sleeping conditions have been bad when they were with the relatives or friends, at some points in time, I mean, when you fit that many people in a house, it's just not really much you can do about it, but like, I tripped over words too much. I needed a second to reset myself. But like, I died. Tone is nearly destroyed. That happened pretty quick. That was 90 damage. Nothing you do should do 90 damage to me. I don't believe you. I don't believe any of this. Okay, I'm not seeing ice on this? I am seeing ice on this. Okay, I guess I put that thing in there. How long can you block for? That's cheating. What is this, Super Smash Bros? Get out of your bubble. Is the other guy just patiently waiting? Alright, thank you. Anyway, especially because I'm doing other stuff, I'm gonna get super sidetracked and not be able to actually finish the story. So, we stayed at the Hampton, which is supposed to be like a super nice hotel or something. But I guess because Gilroy Garlic Festival, everybody else had the same idea, like, ooh, we should go stop at San Jose and then just take the special train that goes down there. And they were apparently full. So I didn't see too many other people there. Only around breakfast. I guess that makes sense. Everybody's in their rooms. What am I even talking about? But, like, I asked them, because, first of all, they wanted to put 5 people in a 1-bedroom room. With no couch or nothing. And I'm like, how did you even think that was what? And then they were like, oops, we made a mistake. We'll fix this. We'll take initiative. We're gonna get you a bed. Or a room with 2 beds. And no couch or anything. And I was like, wait, what? Whenever there's no couch or anything, that couch or anything part is where I always have to sleep. What are you doing? And they were like, don't worry, we're gonna bring you the most uncomfortable bed on this planet. It's like laying on razor blades and sea urchins. Don't worry, it'll be fine, as the house is on fire. So like, I was like, okay, I got you. But, do you have any blankets or pillows to go with this terribly uncomfortable mattress I have thrown on the floor? And they were like, nope, sorry, too many other people asked for them. And I'm like, dude, what? You don't have any blankets? You don't have anything resembling a blanket? I had to get a towel. I slept on the most uncomfortable mattress in the world, on the floor, with a towel as a blanket. For 3 days! And I'm just like, oh my god. Everything. Everywhere we went, everybody forgot my order. Like, the 5 of us would order one at a time, they would get everyone else's orders right, and then it would get to me, and they would forget my order, or they'd be like really rude. Like, I asked for a refill, and they just looked at me and they sighed. I'm like, why didn't you sigh at the other 4 people that were with me that wanted a refill? I don't know, man. It occurs to me now that I never actually brought Tone back to life. You're supposed to drop this on them. Apparently you can't take the element out of Ruby's weapon. I was curious, I just thought about it. I'd never actually tried that before, but it makes sense since she shoots the element. So it's actually impossible for her to ever hurt those things, because I don't think she could have a non-elemental attack. But I can! Anyway, public transportation there is awful. I went to Portland last year. Portland was amazing. Everything was super affordable, everybody knew what they were doing, and everyone was just like happy to be alive, and the weather was great, and the food was great, and everything was like mom and pop places. San Francisco wasn't. It smelled awful, and the hobos were crazy. Like, they make the hobos here look like proper gentlemen and ladies and stuff. Because they're just like... Like, they follow you around, and they yell that you're stealing things, and then they smell, and they go to the bathroom in the street, and it's really, like... Everything smells awful. I don't know if that's just, like, the center of San Francisco out to the pier, but the whole time I was there, I was like, oh my god. Why do we have to walk? I can smell it everywhere. And then, apparently, July is, like, cloudy season in San Francisco, or foggy season, something. So, like, we went out there. I mean, I was the only one that actually cared. But I wanted to see the Golden Gate Bridge, because I was like, dude, if we're going out there, why wouldn't we see the bridge? We walked all the way out there to Pier 39 from the freaking Caltrain thing, which was like a... Oh my... What? I had like 30 durability, are you kidding me? I put like 30 hours into that sword. Are you... what? I blame San Francisco entirely. You did this to me. I'm not really too concerned, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to grind for... you know what? I could just use other characters. I mean, do I really need to use Tone? You know what, Osmond? Osmond, you're the new Tone. I'm gonna use you and you're gonna shoot stuff. But, like... what am I talking about? It's something about San Francisco. Right. First of all, public transportation is way too expensive out there. It's like $250 to take a bus. It's like $750 for the little light rail thing. And then... like, even if we had rented a car, like, all the parking things out there, it's $4.50 an hour to park. I'm like, dude, that's like half... it's like half minimum wage. Well, a little more than half, actually, depending upon where you live. Just to park the car that you already rented, which was probably overpriced. Anyway, moral of the story is everything's really expensive. And I couldn't see the Golden Gate Bridge. Like, I went out there... oh my god, he almost killed me too. And when we got to Pier 39, we were just so tired, and it was so cold. Why was it so cold? In the middle, like the end of July. I'm like, isn't this supposed to be the hottest part of the year? But whatever. Like, it was $50 to go out on a boat that would go to the Golden Gate Bridge. So we were like, okay. So there's this guy, he actually has a YouTube channel too. He's the Dude Before You Die guy. And it's like, dude, for $15, we'll get in a boat, and then you could go out into the water a little ways, not all the way to the bridge, but like a quarter of the way to the bridge. Why was I here again? Was it upgrading? No, it wasn't. I don't know why I paused. But like, we got out there and we couldn't see the bridge. I'm like, we're in the water. The bridge isn't even a mile away, and we can't see it. And he's like, yeah, it's fog season. And I'm like, dude, this boat ride is the only good thing that happened this entire trip. It was the only part that I liked, but at the same time, I'm like, it's so close and yet so far. The only bad part of Gilroy, that's what it, you know what, I got a notification, it was for water. That's what I was doing. There's no real reason for me to break this curse. Does this break curse, or is this just... yeah, it does. Okay, I thought that was just a throwing weapon. But, oh, is this the way out? Did I have the thing? I had the thing. Right, Gilroy. Gilroy was the Garlic Festival. It was actually kind of nice out there. And by nice, I mean, it looked nice, not that it actually was, like, nice, because, like, it was 82 degrees outside. And I'm like, okay, it's normally, like, 115 to 120 where I live. So I'm like, you wouldn't think that was bad. But I don't know if it was just humidity and direct sunlight. Like, I know everybody's like, oh, it's super hot there, but you don't know humidity heat. So, you don't know what real heat is, and no matter how, yours is a dry heat, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, I went to Nebraska when it was 104 degrees outside, and it was storming. It was an actual storm with thunder and stuff in the middle of the day. I'm like, it was so humid when the hotel door things to the outside world opened, you just felt like you jumped in a pool, basically. It's just a wave of like, oof, I should go back inside. So I know what the heat is, but Gilroy killed me on a level just completely unprecedented. And it was only 82 degrees outside, Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. But Gilroy, they knew this was going to happen, so they were prepared. At least the festival stuff was prepared. Like, nobody else was prepared. The people that sold us the train tickets and the bus drivers and everybody, they lied to us. They're a bunch of liars. Actual Gilroy Festival? I don't really think so. Unless they were the ones that actually, like, hosted those buses. I don't know. If those were those buses, then yeah, they are terrible. But, like, I killed the pumpkin. The food there was great. We bundled, what's it called? They're like, whenever you buy the Caltrain ticket to get down there and to get back, for like another $13, so you'd save $2, you could get one of their plates. And the garlic, like the food there, was awesome. I couldn't believe how much food we got and how good tasting it was. I was like, this is great. And they gave out free garlic wine at noon and 4 p.m. So I was like, dude, we should totally try that. It was like drinking hyper-concentrated garlic. Like, imagine what garlic tastes like. Like, imagine if you just got, like, a clove of garlic and then you put that in your mouth. Now, imagine they took, like, a lot of cloves, like several dozen cloves, and then they put it in a blender, and then they added a little bit of alcohol, and that's what it tastes like, because that was the most concentrated garlic I've ever had in my life. I was like, okay. I hear what you're saying, and I bet you could cook with this. But why is this in wine? You just gave this to me? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Drink it? Like, they were in, like, little plastic shot things. Like, pretty much like little medicine things. But I'm like, dude, I got half of this down. How am I ever gonna get the other half down? Like, yes, it's a garlic festival, and garlic is great on food, but, like, just pure garlic? How do you even? Like, I'm part Italian, and I'm just like, I can't. It's too much. They also had a garlic ice cream, which kind of just tasted like it's like garlic. I'd say like 66% garlic, 33% vanilla is kind of like the vibe I was getting from it. But then the aftertaste was like 65%, 62% of like what the wine tasted like. I was like, oh my god, the strong garlic aftertaste. I appreciate that the ice cream was free. It was just tiny little snow cone things. Not snow cones, like the waffle cone things. Not like the actual cones, but like, you know, the things that are like round on the bottom? Like the ones that you could set down? I don't know what those ones are called. Anyway, it's neat that those were free, but like, the other things that they had to do there, like they had zip lines, and I was like, dude, I've always wanted to go on a zip line, but I was too fat. And then I got there and I was like, I'm still too fat. And my friends were too. And they were like, oh yeah, and we have rock climbing. And I was like, well, I mean, I guess that could be, nope, too fat. Because everything had a weight limit of 200 pounds. I'm like, oof. Everything here, like, it was just kids going on it. So I'm like, alright, so what do we have to do here? Apparently, like, Michael Simons or somebody was going to show up for some cooking thing later in the afternoon, but we would have died, like, had just heat strokes dead on the floor if we actually waited for that. So, after we ate our food and walked around and looked at everything, we were like, you know, there's not really anything to do here but eat, and we already ate. So let's go get on those buses that take us back to the train, which will take us back to San Jose, which we could then take, like, 3 buses to get back to the hotel eventually. We spent more of that trip traveling than we did actually tripping. They told us, okay, the buses are going to start coming back here to bring you back to the train at 1 p.m. And you can sit on the train, and it's air conditioned and it's nice, so you don't have to worry about the weather. There's a store right outside the train, and you could just totally, like, buy drinks and stuff there, and you'll be, like, super comfortable and stuff. And then the buses came at 2:30. I'm like, dude, we were out there at 1. Where are the buses at? So everybody just sat down in the shade by all the spider-infested bushes and stuff, and I'm over here like, alright. I'm gonna stand here, and then this bus is gonna show up eventually, and then we're gonna get a leave when the bus shows up. And then the bus was super late. And then we finally got back to on the bus, and we got back to the train station, and the train wouldn't let us on. There's a bunch of hobos and stuff outside. And it was hot. So we were like, alright, you know what? We're gonna go into the store. And we'll buy something to drink. And we went in there, and it was cash only. And I was like, who in the hell carries cash? That's just asking to get robbed. And the ATM, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna pay for that. So thankfully, one of us actually did have cash, and she saved us all. Otherwise, we would have been died. But, like, the prices, I'm like, they know that it's a garlic festival or something. Unless they just marked up prices for that, I don't know. I assume it's always unreasonably expensive there. But, like, I got 2 Snapples. Now, at the store that I work at, they're 2 for $2. And my store is not a particularly cheap store. The company that I work for, I'm just like, I don't know how we keep the doors open, but like, the Snapples together was like $6 and something. I was like, dude, this is like maybe $2 worth of drink, and you're gonna charge me $6.50? I'm just like, alright, you know what, whatever, they're gonna let us on the train soon. The train left like 15 minutes late, and they did not let us on until it was like ready to, like, time for them to go. And then because they wasted so much time and they had a schedule to keep, they rushed us back super fast, and it felt like the train was gonna go off the rails. Like, I was getting thrown everywhere, holding on my seat for dear life because of how jumbled around we were getting. And I say they were wasting time, and that they were rushing because of the time they wasted, not because I'm like, ooh, I'm a customer and I'm upset because I didn't get what I was promised immediately. They were walking around outside the train just talking and not doing anything. And we're like, dude, like, can we get on the train? And they'd be like, yeah, you know, soon. We're working on it. And we're just standing here like, you're not doing anything. What do you mean? I mean, we didn't directly talk to them, but, like, the lady that was standing next to us, she was talking to them, and I feel like she was speaking for all of us, you know? There were actually 2, maybe 3 other places there that were actually kind of nice-ish, though. I was like, 2 of them were, like, right next to each other. It was Knox Cookie Bar or something. And that was pretty neat. They have little tiny cookie sandwiches. You get to pick the cookies and the ice creams and the stuff. And then right next to that was a milkshake place, and it was like superhero themed. I got the Venom because it was super chocolatey. There was like an Iron Man and a Doctor Doom and all kinds of other stuff. It was pretty neat. I enjoyed that part too. As short-lived as it was, because that was just like a little stop. It wasn't like a restaurant or nothing. The other place was one of the ones that we ate on the last day, I think. It was called Mike's or something. They got some pretty good sandwiches. I was pretty happy with that. Oh, and then before I forget, I got all sick in the airport too, and they overcharged me for everything, and then I was sad. And, like, the plane was, like, late because the crew was on another another plane that hadn't landed yet. And now I'm done complaining because I got home and I live forever. I think we're gonna call it here because that was 10 floors and we've been recording for quite a while, and I think I was actually doing stuff for most of it, which is weird. I mean, what even is this episode? What am I doing right now? Where am I? I don't really get to sleep anymore because, like, I worked this job and I was like, all right, I'm gonna work closing on Saturday and then I'm gonna work opening on Sunday, and I can't sleep when there's any light. So I couldn't go to bed when I got home on Sunday because, like, I mean, I'm not tired by then anyway because I'm like, I already woke up. I was just at work for 7 hours. Like, I'm not just gonna go to bed. But then I finally could go to bed, and I get woken up at like 6 every morning by my nieces kicking the bathroom door. It's my life right now. I also play Dark Cloud, and I kind of have a Let's Play channel. It's pretty random. But, like, if this episode wasn't totally garbage, let me know. I was kind of just talking. Maybe talking was just complaining. What even is anything? I don't know. I'm tired. Maybe I should go to bed, but I can't. I have to edit this video, and then render it, and then upload it, and do all the other stuff. I make thumbnails. And I'm gonna go to the gym. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to the gym. Bye.